It was March 2017, a horrifying situation transpired in the city of Chicago that sounds like something straight out of a nightmare. This is another tragic case of domestic violence spiraling into a homicide that's equally bizarre as it is disturbing. Yasmine Elder, a 24-year-old Chicago woman, forced her boyfriend, Darius Ellis, to ingest bleach during a heated argument. The repercussions of this alleged crime were first-degree murder charges and a $1 million bond, and eventually a sentence of 15 years in prison after pleading guilty to second-degree murder. The unsettling event unfurled in the early hours of the morning, around 1:45 a.m., when a physical altercation unfolded between Elder and Ellis, who were sitting in a van. According to prosecutors, Elder forcefully grabbed Ellis's hair, pinned him to the ground, and proceeded to pour bleach on his face, resulting in him ingesting the corrosive substance. Shockingly, a medical examiner later confirmed that Ellis lost his life due to the ingestion of the bleach. Eyewitnesses at the scene recounted the horrifying details as Ellis began foaming at the mouth, prompting an immediate call to 911. Ellis was found laying by the van and was rushed to the hospital, where he succumbed to the chemical's effects at 3:26 a.m. What makes this senseless tragedy even more distressing is the alleged demeanor of Yasmine Elder following the incident. A witness confronted her, warning about the potential fatal consequences of her actions. They told her that he might die, and they were met with laughter. This callous response further underscored the gravity of the situation. Disturbingly, at the time of the incident, Elder was already under court supervision for a previous assault case. Authorities revealed that she had hit a neighbor with a metal lock in Winnebago County. Darius Ellis, a 26-year-old welder and graduate of Kennedy King College, left behind a grieving family who remembers him as a kind and loving person. His death left a profound impact on those who knew him, with relatives expressing their sorrow and anger at the actions of Yasmine Elder. Listening to the details of this homicide makes it very clear that the final hours of Darius Ellis's life must have been a horrifying and incredibly painful experience. The couple was sitting in a van shortly after Elder got off of work from her job at a local bakery. At first they were arguing, but the exchange of words soon escalated into a violent physical altercation. Authorities explained how Yasmine Elder weighed about 77 pounds more than her boyfriend at the time of the murder. I suppose they were trying to emphasize that Elder certainly possessed the strength and physicality to overpower her boyfriend. Brutally grabbing with a tight grip on his dreadlocks to assert her control of him, she had her boyfriend pinned down and stuck, lying between the van's bucket seats. Elder then placed her knee on him to ensure that he could not break loose from her and escape. At Elder's bond hearing, it was revealed that there was a bottle of bleach inside the van. In the midst of the physical dispute, there was a struggle for the bottle. This is when the defendant began to pour the bleach onto Darius Ellis's face, and tragically the bleach started to flow down his throat. The results would be nothing short of catastrophic. Elder eventually got off Ellis and left the van. Ellis drove himself to the apartment of a friend, where he told multiple witnesses Elder poured bleach down his throat. Ellis collapsed on the landing of his friend's apartment building and began to foam at the mouth. Darius Ellis was rushed to the hospital, where medical professionals tried to save his life, but it was to no avail. Hours later, he had passed away. Ellis's autopsy revealed that he had a bruise and abrasions on his left cheek, his head and back had bruises, and he sustained chemical burns to his stomach and esophagus. The contents of his stomach were tested, and the pH levels, the measure of concentration of hydrogen in the body, were very high at 12 and 13. This is a far cry from normal pH levels, which are 5 to 6. Darius Ellis was a father, and was loved by his family and friends. His family speak highly of him, of how much of a good person he was, and how well liked he was. Ellis's grandfather, Clarence Hebron, was quoted as saying, "That was a low-down dirty thing that she did to him." Elder became extremely violent in that van, mortally wounding her boyfriend, and then showed no remorse or sympathy with her response to a witness's comment about Ellis's severe condition. Elder reportedly laughed when they told her that Darius Ellis might die. She obviously didn't care about him at all. She discarded his life like a piece of trash. She probably would never have thought about it again if she wasn't charged and convicted of the heinous murder.